Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marcus here with your outlook for the weekend, October 20th and 21st, 2018. One full month into autumn officially today, or as of Sunday. We're going to have a cold front that's going to be pushing through. There's two of them, actually. There's one back here, and this is all a prefrontal trough that gave us the showers overnight. That should be exiting very early, and then the front will come through tonight, but there won't be very much left with it once it does come eastward. For our far northwestern areas, it could be a shower later today or this evening, but any showers that are shown here, this is actually looking at the period between 2 and 8 a.m., so most of this is done by then. As a matter of fact, we go over the NAM high-res future simulated radar and start this off at 6 a.m. You can see where the showers are at this point. If I can back this up a little bit from 6 a.m. to about 3. You can see where it was. So it just continues moving eastward. And so by the time we get to 6 a.m., this is all it is. And then it continues off the coast. So we will have today, we'll call it partly to mostly cloudy skies. I don't want to give it just the partly cloudy depiction. I do think we're going to have a break at some point where we do get to partly cloudy. But we'll be partly to mostly cloudy this morning until that front clears far enough away, or at least the prefrontal trough does. And then the actual front will come through later in the day. Here's a look at 5 p.m., 6, 7, 8, and this is 9. You can see in our far interior areas with the actual cold front, there are some showers showing up here. So there could be a shower late evening or overnight. You can see that here moving south to south, and this is now looking at midnight. Yes, that is snow down here in southwestern Pennsylvania. That will not get to our region, but just a few showers left over that will diminish as they move south and east overnight. And then Sunday is a partly cloudy day. So we move forward to this Sunday, and you see the isobars are very, very tightly packed again. This is early Sunday morning. So I think the period from, say, about midnight Saturday night through about noon on Sunday is going to be pretty windy, and that's because these isobars are very close together, and it's going to be another repeat, I think, of what we saw earlier in the week, or the middle of this week with those very high winds. We had wind gusts 35 to 45 miles per hour. I think that's what you're going to get again today, and I think it's going to favor, or excuse me, on Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday, it's going to favor the elevation areas for the highest gusts, but generally 30 to 35 will be common, even at the lower elevations. Higher elevations could see 40 to 45 from this, and again, mainly Saturday night after midnight through Sunday at about noon, and then it's going to stay a little breezy in the afternoon, but not quite as windy. It'll start to diminish during the course of the afternoon. Might stay windy through the early afternoon on Sunday, but a couple hours here and there isn't a big deal. It's already windy. As we get into the later in the day, will though start to diminish, and that will continue to diminish overnight. We are mostly sunny here on Monday with high pressure just off to our south. It's going to be in control of our weather, give us a nice, mostly sunny day. And then we're going to be partly cloudy on Tuesday because we have a system off to our north. This has another reinforcing front with it, although this one is not as organized or as potent as the previous cold shots, previous couple reinforcing shots that we had. Speaking of that, Sunday is going to be very similar to Thursday in terms of high temperatures and low temperatures. We're going to be flirting with the freezing mark at night, some scattered frost at night with high pressure moving in and calm winds. During the day, you're going to be in the upper 40s to maybe near 50 in some places for highs. So it's going to be very chilly again on Sunday, much like Thursday was. But then it's going on Monday, we're going to go up a couple degrees, maybe lower 50s. And then we get to Tuesday, it's going to warm up even further. And that's because we have this system moving off to our north. I think we're just doing partly cloudy skies for most of the region. For a shower is possible for the far northern areas closest to that frontal boundary, or closest to that area low pressure that's bringing that reinforcing front through. But that is going to be later on Tuesday when that occurs, and then we get back behind this, and we have high pressure moving in behind it for Wednesday. So again, we're going to be cooler on Wednesday, but not again. The push of the air at this time is not going to be quite as cool, so we're probably not going back to the upper 40s for highs. We're probably talking about lower 50s, but semantics. It's still chilly, and then we go into Thursday. Another mostly sunny day with high pressure right on top of the region. And we are partly cloudy on Friday with another system off to our south about to come northward. Now, we're going to have to keep a close eye on this because the model guidance, and don't take this for verbatim for what I'm showing you here. I'm going to take this a little bit further just to show you what next Saturday may bring. This is looking at some heavy rain across the region with a coastal system. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. This coastal system does not mean snow, before you get that idea. I know I've had a lot of questions about that. Coastal storm does not mean snow in October, typically. Yes, I know we had October 29, 2011. That was a 1 in 100 year event. Not common, and there's not enough cold air involved with this to bring this a dynamically cold snow system. Even if this were to hit, this would just be rain and maybe some heavy rain involved with it. October is very, very notorious for nor'easters, so this is not uncommon. But this would just be rain in our area at this time. If we had one of these in, say, December and January, we might be talking a different story. But there's a track of this, and the exact location and timing is still a little bit in question. I just want to keep this, you guys to keep this in the back of your head for next weekend if you're trying to make plans ahead for the following weekend. Just keep checking back with us throughout the week just to make sure to see what this is doing. It might not be as bad as it looks, or it could be further east, or what have you. It might be timing, might be different. I think the GFS had it almost 2 days slower than the European model. So, you know, we'll continue to follow this week, and we'll narrow all that down as we get a little bit closer with time. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martich. That is your outlook for the weekend, October 20th and 21st, 2018. Have a great Saturday and Sunday.